According to some fantasy football guy on TikTok, bet against DJ Moore because he can't separate.
We'll go to wide receiver. So the first wide receiver that I absolutely love is DJ Moore, going to the Chicago Bears with Justin Fields as the number one option. He's the 22nd wide receiver right now.
Didn't you hear he's a bad fit?
Oh, is he?
According to some fantasy football guy on TikTok, bet against DJ Moore because he can't separate.
Oh, I wasn't aware of.
DJ Moore can't separate.
I wasn't aware of his inability to separate. So
yeah,
that's my bad. But so last year he was wide receiver 24 with a terrible quarterback. This year he upgrades to Justin Fields. I love his potential here in Chicago. And at wide receiver, ADP of 58 and wide receiver 22. I mean, I think he can absolutely go nuts in that offense.
He's
a
steal. Full disclosure, yeah. DJ Moore can separate just fine.
Yeah, not too worried about his separation issues, that's for sure.
Yeah. He's a great fit with Fields, like the way that he can win at all three levels of the field. He can especially win at the intermediate, which is Fields has been really good in the intermediate in his career. Well, really as a rookie, he was outstanding last year. It dwindled a little, but some of that was in the rough stretch of the year when like Fields was going through more ups and downs. Really, there aren't many receivers that I think would have been a better fit. Like maybe Brandon, among guys who might have been available, like Brandon Ayuk, maybe would have been a better fit, but like that's about it. DJ Moore was really an outstanding fit for what the Bears want to do on offense.
Oh yeah, I mean I love that potential he's got there. The next guy I have here is Jordan Addison. I love this pick for the Vikings, and being opposite of the best wide receiver in football certainly doesn't hurt. So I love what he can do. He's a great route runner, a very smart kid as well. So I expect him to be ready from day one. And Kirk Cousins throws the ball a lot, whether you love him or hate him. I mean, he's going to be airing it out, and target's got to go somewhere when you got six people covering Justin Jefferson. So ADP 91 and wide receiver 37. I love the value there for him.
Yeah, I'm still skeptical. I don't know. On Jordan Addison, a lot of the numbers about him are scary when you look at them, like the athletic testing and size numbers. He's going to be an outlier if he succeeds, which doesn't mean he can't succeed. And honestly, going across from Justin Jefferson is probably the best place possible to make it happen. He got off to a rough start in Minnesota too. Like he had an injury, then he had the speeding ticket, like 140 miles an hour in his Lamborghini, and like those are just some red flags to me about him.
His dog was sick. He was trying to get to the vet.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what he said. But
then some of the reports coming out now are much more positive about what he's doing in camp. So maybe I'm off here. I'm probably not going after him early personally. I mean, I could understand the desire to, but me, I'm staying away mostly because of the athletic testing and size flags that I see there. And the list is, I mean, I want to say it's really rough. The list of guys since like 2000 to be drafted with athletic testing at or below his and size at or below his. It's like, I think those guys they struggled to separate and they struggled to win against press coverage. If you can't do either of those things, I don't know, but he's such a clean route runner too. I don't know. I could keep going waffling on it all night long. So I'll just leave it at that. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I love the upside for him there, and I think 91 is just a little bit too late for him. Next guy I have is Brandin Cooks. So last year, Brandin Cooks was the 49th ranked wide receiver, missing only playing 13 games. So he missed 4 games and still was the 49th wide receiver on a terrible Texans offense. This year he joins some of the most talent he's ever had around him, and his ADP is 97, and he's the 40th wide receiver coming off the board. I mean, how can you not love that
That's
value?
a steal there. I mean, he hasn't played next to a player like CeeDee Lamb for a while now, and he's kept putting up numbers.
So, so I mean, when you're looking in that 97 range, I mean, Brian Robinson, Jamal Williams, Rashad Penny, Antonio Gibson, James Cook, steal.
Yeah.
Absolute steal for Brandin Cooks, in my opinion there. And then moving on, Mike Evans he's got to go 2 more years over 1,000 yards. Yeah. He's got to go 2 more years over 1,000 yards to break the record of starting a career with most 1,000-yard seasons in a row. I think they're making a point to do it. So whatever you want to say about that offense, I mean, last year he was wide receiver 17. He's going wide receiver 33 with an ADP of 80 this year. I mean, he's going to put up numbers, I think.
He always has.
And then the last guy I have is, for the same reason, on Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk was great last year with the Jaguars, and his ADP has dropped tremendously since the Calvin Ridley edition. And I think he's still going to put up numbers. Last year he was wide receiver 11. He's going wide receiver 30 right now with an ADP of 75. I mean, I don't think he drops 20 spots with the addition of Calvin Ridley. If anything, the offense is just going to be much better. But I still see him getting plenty of targets, plenty of touches, and yards and everything. So I love Christian Kirk's value here at ADP 75 and 30th overall wide receiver coming off the board.
Yeah, I mean, if Ridley's going off, it's just going to help Kirk be more efficient and really get some really nice opportunities in open situations to get yards after catch, and to just get kind of forgotten about by the defense. And if Ridley's not doing well, Kirk's going to get more opportunity. So I think that makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I love that spot for him there. So,
and I love Trevor this year. If I can pair him with Trevor, I'm very happy.